Nigeria is the country that is easy to make quick money? Do you know why I call it quick money? The cash may not flow in, but the consistency of it will make the cash flow in. Let me give you an example. If you're going to do a business in Korea and you are producing a new product, before that your product you see the brake light of the market in any shelf, you go through, after you have gone through what they call product to value price system, that is a justification between that product and the value on it. It will live there, it will pass through medical samples, especially for food. When it leaves there, it will move on to the social class. Your product must have class. It should not be for one person. Now, before you finish that, then there will now be a third strand of economic sustainability. How would your business survive time and inflation in the economy? If you don't have plan, forget it. That business will not come to daylight. I've given you 4 steps. But in Nigeria, I'm not going there. You agree, right? Now, do you know that there's something we call home service in teaching? Right? Then do you know that there's something we call branding also? I know guys who are master students, what they do is teaching. And they cool money. I don't want to bring any joke now. I was deciding when a friend of mine who was in Barista called me. He said, hey, I'm not finding fulfillment in what I'm doing. What do you want to do?
What you need to look for interview and write down the person and experience of the interview section.
But the reality of it is, business is not about selling something. Neither is it about putting money into something. Business is about setting up a structure of the flow of something. Just say what I said. Business is not putting money in the road. That's not what you start business. Business is setting up a structure that brings about a flow of what? Income. I need to be very, very careful in bringing the balance of what we are. Now, you are, yes, let me use this example. One of our industrial students, this guy is HS with us. He went somewhere. And he was working in the school before. One of his partners at times he can ask him what was. The guy discovered that.
That's the one I'm going to start with.
The guy discovered that. You know that schools are then perfect. You know that.
You are privileged to ask questions.
Schools are what? And the guy discovered that they are teaching.
And I like you to know that.
Salary was not paid on time, and the school management is asking to collect the fees. And he discovered that there are 3 systems in the school: the parents, the student, the teachers, and it. So he discovered that there is need to bring about these 3 parastatals in the school sector, and he wrote a proposal. Please, I want, and he brought a proposal that the schools need an HR. I tell you, the culture is
to say this and allow me to start on this.
This guy bring this proposal to make a statement. He will make a statement.
Several years back, we hear this.
I'm an education consultant. I was in a school and the man wanted to teach mathematics. He said, "You are going to say." And the man says, "Sorry, I cannot pay." Last month, how many classes will I take? Yeah, he gave me numbers. Okay. How much is the school?
Only some tribes have
I was not happily good there. And it was not that I would go there myself to my business. And I asked them, how many people would like to teach? What is the population of each class? Whether they come or not, I don't care. What is the population of each class? And you give me the population. And I told them, and so for example, at least 20% of the income of every child.
people are used to. And if those things,
there are some business, let's say mushroom school, I don't
you be an house and then
yes,
it's going to be
there are some business 10,000, calculate 10,000 in charge.
Our job. But fast forward now to this era, we are seeing men.
If they were 100
passion
in a school, how much am I making?
For
Bank
example,
can be the
if
dream
you're
of the
somebody
money
who
grammar.
can think very well, you
But
will
what's the
discover that
difference?
things that
Am I not doing the same thing every other person is
that we
doing?
are making money from.
Will I not be doing the same teaching system every other person
And
is
not in
doing?
the big money,
But what
but
is the
in the
difference
small money.
is that our
And
business
so if you
knowledge.
look around, you will discover that there is nothing
I'm
you
not
can
saying don't
make
look for a
money
job,
from.
we are going somewhere.
There is nothing.
I want to say this to you
The
that
housemaid,
you
sure,
really want to make money.
I think personally, I don't want to be
Don't do some other things.
I think women are not going to be what you see.
You really want to make money.
At
You
any
really
point in time,
want to make
people
money.
who are
It's
the
not
best at
really
this
looking for
experience,
problem to
they
solve.
watch toilet, they watch anything washing,
And
they
the
go
only
to
problem
back
is
it, and then somebody pay them and send their money back to the village.
How many of you are Uber staff?
You are demanding them, you are bringing them down with your because it's what they want. And then it looks like, wow, this is
How you want to make your money when you don't know the challenges which men are
we have
passing?
somebody who says, give me
Naturally, I'm not going to be the one to tell you.
come and take my money, I'm billing you 20.
My assignment is to show you the answer for how to fire a fire
There are people who wash a shirt for a 500 naira.
Where did the idea of okay came from?
And he's making
We
3,000.
own
I
our
like to tell you on the calculative scale. If you earn
What is Uber? What is
100,000
Uber?
in a month, who can tell you how much you earn per day?
Transport. Where did they start?
As a salary, if you earn 100k in a month, can you tell me an average of your salary, your wages per
Okay,
day?
let me come.
That's what I want to get you to think about in this section. But somebody
Who did you?
thinks, right now we are moving to this section, so I'm going to start
Oh,
here.
yes, they are not
We're
from
moving out in fours. 1, 2, 3, 4. So please follow the way to me. As soon as you come back before the next person, so let me continue what we're doing. Follow.
And right now,
If you earn 100,000 naira, you are not, you're just earning a little bit above 3,000 naira per day. Or you work
it's
day
to test success story.
30 days.
I've been out.
But somebody is doing tracking.
But let me show you the starting point from a personal experience.
Perhaps he was able to watch in 1 hour. He watched
You need
10.
to
That is how much?
plan
5k.
for your life.
I would say
Let me ask you, how many of you have any business
you
plan?
work for Friday, Monday to Friday,
How many of you have
20 days.
financial goal in the next 5 years?
You need how much? How much?
If another people say I want to
How
make
does
money,
that man make
if
in
you have a financial goal, if you have done HRS, you have known the rule of setting
your
goals.
entire life?
Hello,
He had been.
what are the rules of setting goals?
He had been.
I know of SMART, right? What is SMART? Specific,
My
measurable,
mindset in this section
achievable.
is a towards section. So I'm going to be reaching out to you as a potential
Job
job
oriented,
provider.
financial goals. I mean that you have put those contributions into check and say in 2 years I should be able to rally around 10 million.
That's how I see you.
Do you have that?
That's how I want to see you. And that's why
Do you have that?
I invest my time with
Now-
those who pass through me to let them know that it's an error on your part. In all of your training, when you come and ask them first question, why are you here? He says, so that I can become a blessing. It is not enough for you to be here. Because how I see it is that
How
in
many
the
of us
shortest
are
time, even if you work under somebody, you will get a structure that make you work smarter, not working out. And so I'll start this section by presenting to you 5 myths that hinders growth. 5 myths that will hinder your growth
Number one,
anywhere in
I
a
have
business
discovered
or
that average
any
Nigerians
section
don't
of
have
your life.
financial
Let me
goals.
start from this one. One X divine X as not just
Hello.
an asset of the system,
Hello.
but I have an HSC
You just
team we are sweating.
want to
It
make
says that it
money.
is a total
If I ask you, I
complete
want to
well-being
make money.
of your
So I
space
say I need money.
and every other.
I'm going to I told you, let me show you practical approach. You need a business and you need an investor. Raise up your hand.
If it does not He
But
goes,
you need a capital, raise up your
if you
hand.
greet him too much, he's
Stand
happy.
up.
If you greet him, he's happy.
Yeah, stand
If you
up.
pat him too much,
How
he's
much do you need?
Why? Because of insusceptibility. He's prone to react. And over every period of time, he sounds like I am dead. If you don't get money into his account, something can go wrong. And so, it's important for you to know that when we discuss about X, we're not just talking about, you see. So if you narrow that definition,
Problem we are. You need 100 million. How much can you raise yourself in the next month?
Totality of your person have to be at one point or the other balance.
So how do you get to get 10 million?
You must go all around.
How do you get to get 90 million? What I want to ask.
Cancer is also a growth. Are you aware?
Investment good. If you get an investment, what will be the percentage of dividend?
That put their life in danger. So when I think about 5 weeks that are best for growth in any sphere of your life, please take time to listen.
That's the question. What will be the shift?
Allow me to say that the myth of no time.
Well,
I don't have time. Why are you not doing this? I don't have time. What is time? Can somebody give me a definition of time? T-I-M-E, time. Anybody? I don't have time.
do you know why I asked that simple question? Do you know why I asked? Because I didn't learn this by experience, but I was myself. Somebody walked up to you and said, I have a business. We have squares of business class, okay? And then you have calculator and said, and somebody walked up and said, I want you I want to invest in this. How much? I want to invest this. How much will I get from you? And then you are looking good. He tells you that and you're not expecting. And you don't even know what the business is running. And when I come and start giving you 2 million, how do you sell the shares? And I said 5%. And I'm saying, what will be the turnover of my shares in the next 2 years? Meaning I'm giving you my money for that long. By the end of 2 years, you're ready. By the end of 2 years, your turnover be able to be this one. You can invest 100 million in your work for an annual. Before I do that investment, I don't want to suffer loss. I need to look at your annual business. The turnover of it will be up to 100 million. Hello. But that was not going to be what I just started. Yes. But there is a system of where you want to put 100 million. If you put that 100 million to it, it should give a turnover that I can have a share. Hello? But you never talk about that. No financial. And so that's why I call the happiness. I asked a friend of mine, and somebody said, "Hey, you have to see me." You look at me, I never even talk about it. I said the quarter 50 million not school in my hand. Have I can't tell you no with my hand? Physically, no. But in process, yes. But in the reach of us 1 million, right? We become a and that's why I'm sharing now the next stage to 2 sets of people. Listen. There is nothing bad in working for people, but I have not been working with people.
I like to get the rest. Is there anything in life that's expensive?
Hello?
Let me ask you a question. What is the definition of the word expensive?
All of us
When you
be
say this
told.
thing is
All of us
expensive,
will not be able to own something. Are you with me? But all of us can join in
something is
doing
expensive. It's not affordable.
The
And
last
what do you mean by to say something is expensive?
Okay, let me look at it. We also went to perform on this concert. He was supposed to earn $3 million US. After the concert, he went and sat down and he chose an investment over cash. Today, that investment is worth over $90 US. $90 million US. What did he do? Own something. See, something in my life is I try to own something. You're selling clothes. See, investment don't have to start from big thing. You know somebody who's flow of consistency of growth. You tell the person, how much do you say? I need 200,000. I can get 100,000 for you, but I want 40% of the 200,000. Please, let this man in. See, you are a professional, but you are going to a world that you need to make money. But see, stop working hard. Work smart. Now to the end of this. Listen to me. The world is full of problems. Those of you who pass through the project manual, we ask the question, why do we run projects? I need response. Anybody? Why do people do restaurants? Why do people do restaurants? Why do people do projects? Please, if you've not gone for interview, let's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 people. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, 4. No, that's not the name. Let me see if you are not. 1, 2, 3. I think we have 3 left. You've gone. We have 3 left. We have 3 left. Sorry, I need somebody to pick me. Why do we do projects? Oh yeah. Why do we do projects? Oh yeah. None of me is talking. See, why did I bring that up? Nobody will employ you if you have nothing to offer. What did I say? Nobody will employ you if, well, as an education consultant, I happen to employ to get in some teachers at a point in time. When I saw the certificate, wow, the last one I did was very, very poor. Very, very poor by certificate. Very, very poor. And I asked her 3 questions. You know why I'm saying this? And that's why I believe we were not certification free, but we were knowledge free. And I asked the person, if you were given a classroom teacher, what else, apart from this, do you bring on the table? Apart from the justification, every other thing, what else do you bring on the table? And all of them were blank, some of them were this, and the lady, and from nowhere. And he said, and he began to go through the problem. Wow, I was floored that day. You know what she said that made my heart move, and I said, give up the job. She said 3 things. He said education was supposed to achieve 3 things. 1, it was supposed to be a morally inclined person. 2, it was supposed to be an individual who can solve problems, having a problem-solving technique. And it said 3, an education should be able to provide, produce individual and give back to society. So for that very reason, education is not all about literacy and numeracy. It's every method they use to produce an awesome individual who can solve societal problems. When she said that, I was dope. And I asked her, so what do you bring online? And it brought 3 things. 3 things that in 3 years, it is still kept on in one of the leading schools in this state. When she said that, and I look at the certificate again, I wanted to ask, what happened when you don't in school, when people identify? So people, listen to me. This time, what you do is to add value to yourself. Lean consulting, all we did was to bring you into a value system. You have to activate it yourself. You have to spend a lot of time investing in your self-worth. You want to do business, you need to set time to find out how do I build a structure that can sustain the business. You want to work for people, You need to sit down and ask some things to yourself that will make you irresistible. Please, professionals, what you do now and what your life become are the aftermath of your decision and your investment on yourself. I want to round up like this. And I want to submit like this. Few people who have made it in life are people who intentionally took risk in investing in themselves. Sometimes a lady asked me and said, I have done that thing, sir. I don't get a job. And I asked the lady, when you started, did they tell you there was an already made job? I said, but the place you are. So let me submit by this. And let me submit by saying this. There are always obstacles in life. But every obstacle will become usher you into a new realm of readiness. So ladies and gentlemen, let me submit by saying this. The shadow of the future are what you are painting right now. The real substance is gotten by the intentions, diligence, hard work you put into it to make yourself unresistible. Once again, my brother will read.
You can do that better. Thank you very much. That's great. And according to your name, Mr. Great, thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. How has it been thus far? Boring? Making sense? Something like that? We move? We should move, right? You can't move to anywhere, it's raining already, so take your time. But we are actually winding down gradually. And I'm excited again this afternoon because I have a friend, a mentor, whom I call him my mentor. And he will introduce himself if he wishes to do that. But he's also part of someone that is, over the past few years, he's been working with both local and international organizations and recruiting or scouting for talent for startup and for organization. And he's in the house this afternoon just to have a brief talk, more or less like the next 5 minutes with us. Most of the time, you know, I used to say something that opportunity doesn't dress like opportunity, but if you can identify one, please try to tap into it and get connected. So it's my pleasure this afternoon to make welcome Fago Motayo. As he come up here, he has a lot of profile and he has a lot of stuff attached to his name. He has worked with a lot of international organizations and presently is working with one. So please make welcome Motayo Fago as he talked to us briefly on maybe some of the things that we needed to know. All right, thank you very much, Tayo.
Hi guys, how are you guys doing? Alright, thanks for, is it I? So I just have like 5 minutes. I have a lot to talk about, but I just want to encourage you guys based on my own story. My name is Tayo, and I've actually been working in the tech space for like 6 to 7 years. I actually started from the university, right? And during the university, there were like big brands like Google, Microsoft, trying to recruit volunteers to come and work for them. So I said yes, fantastic opportunity. I joined this like big firm as a student, and from there, opportunities, you know, from like traveling opportunities to meeting some of the staff, introducing me to other companies, and that's how I actually got started. So what I'll actually encourage you guys is, number one, there's actually like a job portal, right? You guys should definitely explore that job portal. And I was also told there are actually going to be job opportunities available for you guys. You should also explore that. I think I actually want to dwell on like the third part, which is what can you do on your part, right? For those that are actually graduating today, or you particularly got a certification or a training in a particular field, one thing you need to do when you get home today is you should have a reflection, right? So reflection is in the terms of goals, right? What do you want to achieve in the next 1 year, right? Or very near 2022. Career-wise, what do you want to achieve? That's the number one step. Then you need to work back from what you see yourself in 1 year and begin to look for opportunities in that field. One important step I also suggest you do is that has actually helped me a lot is LinkedIn. You might say maybe you have a very, very little profile. Immediately you leave there based on your profile or the particular area you actually got the training. Try and create a profile on LinkedIn. Start connecting to people. You know, in HR, resource management, in project management. There's a lot of these folks that are actually on LinkedIn. Try and tap into the network. Start messaging them. Immediately I actually left school, there's a company called Andela. How many of you guys know Andela? Andela, does it ring a bell? So, what I actually got into Andela is basically, with no experience, I just went on LinkedIn, created a nice profile, and actually messaged the CEO. His name is Jeremy. And before you know it, I just got into like the recruitment process. So like I said, number one, reflection. Two, try and find ways in which you can actually tap into this opportunity based on the learning you've actually learned through the program. And if you're here and you didn't go through the program, I mean like, just go and create like a LinkedIn profile and start thinking through how you can actually tap into these various opportunities. And before you know it, the sky will actually be the starting point. Another important note is you need to be hungry, right? You need to find a very important motivation while you need to transfer this important skill, how you can actually use it to make money. There's actually a new field I actually learned like a few years ago, which is tech sales. And that's what I'm currently doing with a particular company called Boom. So what we do is basically we actually sell softwares to like the US and Canada. And how did I come through this? Because I was just hungry. I went to a particular tech sales training. And what I did after the training, I went home, sat down, began to think, who are the most taught people in this particular field that actually need to connect to? What are the videos that I actually need to watch that will actually motivate me? From there, I just began to connect with people, right? And before you know it, my next job actually came, which is like a remote job, which means I can actually work from anywhere, either Osogbo or Ibadan or Lagos. And just a message to the CEO actually got me the opportunity. What did I do? I was hungry, right? And I was really yearning for opportunity. So I think in like 2 sentences, that's what I'll actually advise. Be hungry. When you get home, have a reflection. Try and find ways in which that you could look into channels to be able to implement this learning you've actually learned. And before you know it, the sky is the starting point. So please, I'll actually be around for the next probably like 15 minutes. If you need to talk to me, I know online website you could actually explore. If you're interested in HR, I've actually done recruitment for Andela before. If I can actually link you up with 1 or 2 people, and if you need advice on CV, interviews, please just walk up to me. I'll actually be available to take you through the process based on my experience. Thank you.
Briefly, we're about to do something right now, and I'd like you to know that this life is like a portfolio. And in a portfolio, there are a lot of documents inside. I remember when I was in school, most times, I may not remember what the lecturer was saying, but I happened to be in class. And so the scenario that surrounds that thing called my attention into most times the scenario that surrounds it asks me question on why did I bring that thing to you? There are people in life that they will never take things so serious. They don't take things serious. They are not diligent with information. That's another thing I like to add to you. Please be diligent with information. If you are not informed, you are certainly going to be deformed. Please be diligent with information and learn how to maximize opportunity.
All right. Thank you very much. It's getting gooder and gooder. I said earlier on, don't mind me. I said earlier on that I'm a Chelsea fan. So for Jessica in the house, we are leading 2-0. Is this the part of this session? Yes, for all those guys that are not happy, that are behind us. And we move. All right, great. We need to do a recap of this session, and before we do that, three things. If you are looking for a job or you are applying for application, and an employer called you, and you are in front of people that, hello, who is this? Check that, because if I call you and you apply, hello, who is this? It sounds rude. So there are some of us that we don't check our emails. How many of us have emails? How often do we check our emails? Okay, some check it once every week, and by the time that this interview have passed, almost said interviews in the village people have gotten you. They will not get you. So please, if you have an email, make it like a part of things that you check every time. And also lastly, I wanted to say that your text message. I'm telling you, we are in a digital age. When you have a job invite, the first thing is Google is your friend. There are some interviews you don't need to even travel for when you go back to know the kind of organization it is. There are some organizations nowadays, Google has already listed them as scam, right? So when you already know that something is scam and you travel from here to Osogbo or Lagos, and you now got to find that it doesn't want it, Google is your friend. If Google is not talking about it, Neraland is talking about it. If Neraland is not talking about it, there's some other platform that is talking about it. So please, learn about what those organizations do. Do a background study. Don't come into an interview and like, I don't even know if I applied for this organization. Sorry, what's the name of the organization? So please make welcome Mr. James as he give a recap of the interview session and some of our lessons learned from here before we go into our networking session.
All right. Is it good afternoon already? So we also finished the whole event. I know some of you are tired already, right? Showing your face. So we're almost running up. So I just have a very few minutes to just do a recap of what we did. Sorry for our guests. They have the opportunity to do the interview. It's very short. It's just interview and career chat, as the case may be. Of course, if you look at the whole thing, basically it's a structured interview. They ask almost similar questions for everybody. Now the first thing we ask you, some of you when you got there, you just sat down. I think people that interviewed, I corrected you on that. When you go to the interview, your interview starts from the gate man. As you're entering the gate, they don't think that when you get someone that will interview, that's when the interview starts. The gate man might be the CEO of the company. So your manners is very, very important. Even though it's a person that you know very well, it's your friend. Funny enough, your neighbors, you might not know where they are working. It might be the one that will interview. You have to be official. There was someone who I interviewed because she knows me very well. So we're using that. So it's very, very, you have to be official about it. Take it serious very well. So when you get there, you don't sit down. You ask, can I have my seat? If they don't ask you to sit down, you ask. Do not just sit down. It looks as if you don't have manners. You are rude. And when you are coming into the interview or you want to open the door, you don't open the door and you open the door. Let's say the door is the door. You open and you now close back them and close it. It's very wrong. These are small ethics that we use against you. So when you are closing the door, let's say for example now, there's a door I'm walking in, use your back hand to close the door like this. You understand? Now doing that, it looks as if you want to chant or put something on the door. You can't tell. That's one of those things that you should take note of. Another thing I also want to talk about, because of my time, I will have there are a lot of things to say, but because of my time, your dressing is very, very important too. When you are going, you should be official. Ladies, don't wear things that will expose your body. You know what I'm talking about. Don't wear something that's very tight. Wear something official. And when you are dressing as a guy, of course, if you are going for an interview, the best thing you should do, just go on your black trousers and white shirt. That one, there's nothing like color about that. When you are going that, have a tie. If you don't have a tie, have a jacket like mine and put it on. And when you are wearing, let's say you are wearing a black suit, you are wearing a black shoe, you are putting a brown belt, it's wrong. If it's brown shoe, let it be brown belt. If it's black shoe, let it be black belt. Do you understand? So these are small things. And of course, cut your hair, let it be, if you are doing one of those, I don't know this kind of style I'm going to talk about now. All those crazy, you know the style now, guys. please ensure you make yourself neat so that they will not perceive you that you're a bad guy. You might not. And ladies too, when you are wearing, you can wear your trousers or skirt, or there are some gowns. And when you are wearing your gown, ensure you have, there's this belt you guys use. You know it now. So make sure you use it as the case may be. That's what I would just say about the dressing. And lastly, as I'm going to close because of my time, now, he said something about that. Before you go to any interview, make sure you research about that company. Now, you want to work for a company. Nobody will, any company that want to employ you, they are employing because you want to help them to get better, to make more money. And if you are coming there, they will ask you some question that, what is our vision? You don't know it. You are not there yet. Make research about that company. Know what they are into. Know their customers. Know every details about that company. And another thing I want to talk about the salary. They will ask some question, how much do you want to pay you? These are common questions. Make sure you do your research about the salary, their content based for that thing. You make research, okay, this job, how much are they paying them? And when you are asking that question, don't just give them a particular price. Give them in ranges. Give them in ranges. Maybe you are saying, okay, I'm okay with 30,000 naira. You don't know whether what they have structured, they want to pay you 70,000 naira. Because you have used your money to say 30,000, they will pay you 30,000 naira. So when you want to answer that kind of question, ensure you put it in ranges. Maybe from 40 to 70. But you'll have done your research, know how much they will pay because of that. So because of my time, I'm going to stop it. There's nothing to say about, but I don't have the time. We have to close shortly. I believe we learn one or two things, right? Alright, so thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr. James. From where you stopped, how much do you want to earn? It's a very sweet aspect that I love these days, right? Depending on the organization that you are working for, if you are working with L&L fashion designer, Agbeni Ogunpa, you already know that you can't be saying 500k. But if you are working for, if you are looking to work for an organization that is international based, don't sell yourself short. In fact, if you sell yourself short, we can't take this person, right? Because it looks as if you don't know the worth of what you are doing. And there are some organizations that are smart. 150k, 200k is not big. It's because don't think that it's big, right? Some of you, to say 200, you are scared. And 200. It's like you're scared. Yes, if you've done your own, even if you say 200 and they say that, we are sorry, we can only offer you 100, it means that you know your worth, you know your value. But if you are saying maybe 40 or 50, they will just say, all right, no problem. And you can do the job. They will just say that it's cheap, right? So one of the things I told myself when I left school is like, I can't work in private school, teacher, because they don't pay more than 15k, 20k. I already know some of those organizations that I can't work with. So at the moment now, and if that is your first job, right? If that is your first job, you might want to believe, but if you gather some experience, you are moving from your first job to your second job. It means that you are leaving your present job to something better that what it you can negotiate. Where I'm working at the moment, during the interview session, I already knew that I'm going to be taken. I told them that my Friday will not be available. But if there are projects based that is demand, I'll be available on Friday. But if my Friday is needed, then this is what I'm asking. But if you cannot pay this, then my Friday is flexible with me. You get what I'm trying to say? We will get there. So it's a stage. But please don't shoot yourself on the what? On the leg. Alright? This is a networking session. It's just going to be brief, 5 minutes. You can choose to do it. You can choose to stand up and walk around the hall, because we'll be going to one important aspect of this program. Item 7 is important too, but before the item 7, presentation of certificate to the inductee also is important. Me, I've been waiting for item 7. I'm not eating this morning because I choose to fast so that I will not be my smile will not come out like tired. Alright, so guys, we can have a soft music. If you don't feel comfortable with it, but network, ask about the person, what the person does, just get to know people around you. Even though I invited guests, try to interact with them. You never know. You never know. And one of the things that you are selling yourself to people, tell them what you do. I'm an expert in this area. So that even though if I forget everything you told me, no, I think he said that it does this, and I can always ping you or call you back, right? So, all right, we'll do that for like 5 minutes. We'll just have a little background music just to have that. All right, thank you. Please, I don't want us to go far. We'll be starting the certificate presentation shortly. All right, thank you. And then we have like 60 more seconds. That's like a minute more. we go back to our seats? Can we go back to our seats? If those networks mean something to you, you might also want to get their contacts so that you can keep up the networking right after this phase. Alright? Alright? Can we be together? One house. So, before we start to give out the presentation, the certificates to the inductees this afternoon, let me quickly say this. We are all youth, and in life, please try to manage your expectations and also try to manage rejections. Hello? Possibly somebody will remember this song months to come. Try to manage your expectations and try to manage rejections. Either we like it or not, rejections are going to come. You can put it to some places and say, they reject, but what happened? What? You move. And while you are moving, you are becoming someone better. You just feel like, well, I don't feel bad because I'm not selected. What happened is, someone that knows my what is coming, you encourage yourself. Tyre is one of my friends. Most of the time, how far with your jump ons? I can say, well, I went to the top stage and I'm no longer hearing from them. But we move. Why? Because I don't let it to get into me.